Time now for Options Insight. I'm Abigail Doolittle. Joining me today from the Stevo in Chicago is Alan Nuckman of Agora Financial. Happy Friday to you, Alan. And what a day, what a week. Several weeks, but we finally have a trade deal. Stock's not doing much on it. So, it's not a sell the news event, but it also doesn't seem to be enough to produce another leg, another leg in this rally. What do you think the end of the year brings?
Just yet.
Yeah,
Just yet. I still see some more upside. We've been able to put a lot of these things behind us, the trade tensions and even the Brexit, so we can move forward. Now, technically speaking, because I'm a technical trader, the next target in the S&P is 3,200. We had traded so long between 2,800 and 3,000. That target's 3,200. And in the bigger picture, 3,500, that's the distance of the drop last October 2018 to December, where we dropped 600 points in the S&P. So if you see a full V recovery on that, that target's 3,500, which is more than 10% up above. But there's so many positive signs out there. Number one, the VIX over my shoulder here is back at the 12 handle, come back inside that trading range that we had been in for a month before we had that blip. But as you've seen many times before, it comes right back down. And another thing to keep an eye on is oil. Oil I use as a barometer of global growth, and it's back up to the 60 level for the first time since September.
Love what you're talking about with those technicals and especially those measured moves. So if we do make it to that 32, when we take a look at the intraday volatility recently, it's been building. Sometimes that intraday volatility at some point translates into closing volatility. Could you see a move back down into that range between, let's call it 28 and 32 before possibly going up to 35?
I wouldn't think so. I would think that the 3,000 would act as a super support level psychologically and technically. You saw how last week when there was a sell-off, how the buyers bid it back very, very quickly. And it's been a consecutive weeks of new all-time highs and positive weeks almost every week now for the last couple of months. So this momentum march continues, in my opinion. It's about finding value at these levels and finding stocks that maybe haven't participated. And that's what we're talking about here today.
Yes. Speaking of value, you have an options idea on Tencent Music. Talk to us about that relatively quickly.
Yeah, it's a China play as well as technology. TME, it's a stock trading right now for about $11.50. This is a stock that's down 40% from its highs of 19. Now, this has been stuck between mostly 12 and 16 for many months. It's dipped down below the 12 level. But as a technical trader, it's a unique situation here where I think the short sellers are getting tired, and this looks like a buy. Buying the $10 call for April, it's going to cost about $2.
Alan Nuckman of Agora Financial, great to have you as always on Options Insight. And from New York, this is Bloomberg.
Today's Options Insight is sponsored by Think or Swim by TD Ameritrade.